Good morning. My name is Radiant Gaines, and I'm a practitioner here at Centers for Spiritual Living Eugene. And we are going to have a short meditation. So feel free to have a downward gaze or close your eyes. And I always like to just start either by, sometimes I hum but today I'm just going to take 3 deep breaths, and I inspire you to breathe with me. And I will do a miniature choreography if you have your eyes open, of just lifting my arms up so you know I'm breathing in, and lowering my arms so you know that I'm breathing out. Yesterday, which now seems so far ago, I sat on our holy ground when I was weary. Our dirt, our holy ground, fed me. It held me. It grounded me. May all who hear my voice from now and forevermore know that this ground is sacred and holy. And if you feel weak, if you need strength, or if you're strong and you have some to share, please know that the ground that you're standing on now is sacred. And we all need each other. Because sometimes humanity is fun. And it reminds me of this meditation I did once. It goes like this. I'm standing in a meadow. The temperature is so perfect, with a light, sweet breeze blowing in my hair, blowing the tall grass and sweet wildflowers. Such a perfect day. And I start walking through the meadow, mesmerized by the butterflies and hummingbirds and birds in general. Everything at peak, perfect, timed moments. I softly walk through the meadow when I see some flagstones. And these flagstones appear to lead off farther than my eye can see. I know this path. So I start walking on the flagstones. Still observing, still the witness of this beautiful nature that I am happening around me. And as I walk on these flagstones, I appear to shrink, but the flagstones appear to grow. it's not that I'm shrinking, it's that I'm going back in time, embracing my 40s. A few more steps. Embracing my 30s. Each persona of myself in these age brackets is also walking on this path with me. And now we walk with my 20-year-old. Down this line of ever-growing flagstones. And now the teen me, so reluctant to walk the flagstones, murmuring, maybe listening to a Walkman, trying to ignore everything that's happening, but the teen is a silent observer, and the teen is paying attention. And now I'm down to probably my 5-year-old self. And the flagstones that I'm walking on are as big as a car. And it's very hard for my little 3-year-old, little 5-year-old body to get on top of these flagstones. But the child in me can't not do it. And now, as I stand on this flagstone, I can see the end of the path. It's a forest. But who knows what's inside the forest? It's so dark and dense. I am immediately flooded with the most profound love. I know this place. I'm home here. And at this point, my inner child runs to the forest. The rest of myself, with our older bodies, trying to keep up. But the inner child knows. And the older selves are just laughing at the exuberance and fun of this child running, giggling. We enter the forest and it is dark. Care must be made to walk slowly around the foliage that seems to block the path without tripping. It's dark. It seems like it would be scary, but we're still just overcome with this love of knowing everything is in perfect balance. And just because something appears to be dark or complicated or blocked doesn't mean it's not for our highest and best good. And we know this. So we keep walking together. When we get to the other side of the trees, we see our home. This is not a home full of abuse or neglect. This is the perfect love home. Where all efforts get a star on your forehead. Where the people that live here hug and cuddle you just because you live. Where ideas are validated and choices are honored. It is the perfect place to sit and witness and remember. At this point, the inner adults in me are skeptical. We've been through a lot in humanity, and it's okay. Because the people that live here remind me there is so much love here that my feeble heart can hardly imagine, can hardly feel. But yet I also know that this love exists, and it is. When I walk into the home, I smell chocolate chip cookies as they're being taken out of the oven. I'm lavished in hugs and sentiments. They miss me when I'm gone, when I forget. They are waiting right there for a connection, a remembrance. And they talk to us all day. And we hear 1% of what is said with our feeble human mind. I am so grateful to have this time to spend in this love. I'm so grateful to be reminded that I can come back here anytime. That this love exists not only in this meditation, but this love exists in our world. And if I'm willing to give this love to someone else, then I'm willing to receive this love. So I express my gratitude to the home, to the people who are there. And we cry tears of gentle gratitude and missing and love. And they all tell me, y'all come back now. So I inspire everyone to come back. Whenever you feel weary, may you remember that you are on sacred ground. That God is all there is. Waiting patiently to just support you. Think about what we could do with a love like that. And so I'm so grateful to have witnessed this time and been a part of looking at my whole self, my kid self, my adult self, my teen self, and to just pause to revel in the love of what is. And when you are ready, I inspire you to open your eyes and wiggle your toes and feel your fingertips and just come be back in this room with us. And say with me, and so it is.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. We are your Joy Notes. I'm Kathy Day.
Alice Haggerty.
I'm Brian.
And we're members of your Joy Notes. Whoa, they said they can't hear. There we go. And we are members of your Joy Notes team, and we will be leading you in some beautiful songs to get your morning started. So please rise if you're able and join us. The lyrics.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love
is my source.
Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need.
Joy.
Gives me
Source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need.
Back to God.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Woo! Good job, everybody. Now, take this moment to welcome and greet your neighbor. Don't wander too far. Because we got
That's
another
right.
song.
So I'm going to give you another hug, another neighborly hug. We got to share the love. Woohoo! Yay!
So how long do you, is it a minute? Or, so find your way back to your seats. We're going to sing another song.
They're having fun.
And just kind of simmer in the consciousness.
Okay.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
please take this time, if you haven't already done so, to silence your cell phone and welcome again and enjoy this time and space.
Thank you, Joy Notes, and thank you, people who are here singing. That was absolutely beautiful. It felt wonderful. Of course, tears came to my eyes again. It happens almost every time. That's good. That's good. It's been an amazing week. Oh, first of all, I'm Kathy Geeson. I'm presider for the day, and very happy to be here. I've had an amazing week. I told Linda that I had an experience that is too detailed to tell here, but man, Spirit is powerful. Spirit manifests, and it's amazing. So, you know, we say often that our principle, our mission here is that, and our belief is that spiritually empowered people live richer, fuller lives. And I had something, often when I'm here as presider, I talk about the Creative Mind magazine. And there was something, I actually read it this morning, but it was yesterday's, I think. But this is, I want to read just a little bit of it because it just clarifies that so much about what it means about being spiritually empowered. This kind of power does not mean we always get our way or that things always turn out exactly as we choose them to be. It is the kind of power that comes with the full acceptance of conditions just as they currently are, coupled with the willingness to deeply listen to our guidance about the best steps to take regarding those conditions. Our power is never sad, victimized, powerless letting go. Our power is in being fully present to conditions that we wish were different and embracing the invitation and blessing they provide for us. People who claim this power know they have a choice about how to respond. They know they can move forward with the conditions they are in and use their attitude, words, and energy to grow and evolve. And to me, that is spiritually empowered, and that's what this center has helped me learn about myself and ways to change my life. So, grateful to be here. Welcome to everybody who's here, whether you've been here before or not. We welcome you back, and people at home as well. There is a blue or green some sheet like this, probably out in the foyer, that we ask you to, if you'd like to, just be in contact with us. And you would find out about classes and events and all kinds of special things that are going on. Our office manager, Susan, puts out an amazing what's happening every Wednesday, and it is really, really keeps you in the know. We are on the Declaration of Principles now, and our round 2, I guess. And this is number 2, and this is it. Everything is spirit. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in all beings, and that every person is an incarnation of the one Spirit. Our practitioner of the day is Radiant Gaines, and before she comes up, I'm going to invite you all to stand and join together in singing We Are One.
Has come, for we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we all live in harmony. Peace has come, for we are one.
It's so quiet. Thank you for coming to celebrate and just share and hold space with that quiet. I think sometimes we get all wrapped up in the effects of humanity and forget the healing balance of quiet. I know that there is only one power, and I call this power God. And God is in everything that I experienced, or will experience. I feel it and know it and am it as I move through my day. For I know that as God is all there is, I am an individualization of God who came to play with God. I know and affirm that this Sunday is the most amazing Sunday. That the miracles have multiplied before my eyes. I recognize and stop to acknowledge the zinginess of miracles that have happened and witness as it has unfolded. I know and affirm for everyone in this room and myself, and past and present and future, and below me and above me, that we have a greater connection than we've ever had before. That the message carries us through the week and inspires our hearts and minds, allowing us to make better choices, to choose love, and to see that there is either a need for love or a cry for love. There is no spot that God is not, and I remember this all week. And I'm inspired ever so much by the music of the house band and the talk by Reverend Linda and my practitioner friends and my congregants who also know the truth for me. And I'm so grateful to have this beautiful space of holy ground to stand on, to rekindle my fire, to hold space for me when I cannot myself. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for my village that is ever growing. And I release this into the consciousness and know that it is already done as I say, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Radiant. And that's exactly why I come every week, is to get my fire rekindled. We do an affirmation every month, and the July affirmation, this is our second week. So it's up there. I will read it through once and then ask if you would choose to read it along with me. As I align myself with the infinite power of the one life that I am, I remember that any experience I have only has the power I give it. I listen to the Spirit's highest ideas of life. And with me, please. As I align myself with the infinite power of the one life that I am, I remember that any experience I have only has the power I give it. I listen to Spirit's highest ideas of life. Thank you so much. So again, thanks to Radiant as our practitioner of the day, and Maggie Covarrubias is holding high watch today. Linda's talk, Reverend Linda Finley's talk today is Got Me Hypnotized. That'll be fun, whatever. And our music for today is by Matt and Mo. Thank you.
seats, please join us in this song to open our minds and our hearts to this morning's message.
In this moment, I realize I make real for myself the truth that the infinite presence, the infinite source, the infinite one that created all things out of itself, that is the hub of the wheel I call life, from which everything springs. Is not out there. It is within everyone and everything that is. It is the energy that causes my heart to beat and my blood to flow, and the sap in the trees to rise and the leaves to form. And the rain to fall, and the snow to melt, and the rivers to flow. The ocean to breathe as it hits the land with waves and surf. It's all connected. And I am part of that. I am one with the one, in the one, through the one, as the one. Breathing in and breathing out. I remember who I am. My heart cries, hallelujah. I am. And I let that be so. And so it is. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. We are so incredibly blessed to have Matt and Mo. You wrote that song that we just, the first song. Had Haley scheduled to sing today, and she got home from a tour a couple of days ago, and she has come down with something and is not feeling well and could not sing. And so at the last minute, Matt and Mo got together this morning and worked out the songs to play for us, and we are so incredibly blessed, and thank you for sharing your talent with us and making my meditations work, our meditations work. He inspires me, and then we just sort of, there was a musician who came here one time, and the first time he heard us do that, he says, it's like you guys are dancing. So, anyway, this year is living out loud. Being who we are, not hiding behind a mask, post-COVID, but not being apart from, being willing to openly be who we came here to be. And we've been exploring each month different ways of bringing that out from ourselves. And this month, the topic is speaking truth to circumstances. Now, you've heard me many times say basically life is smoke and mirrors. What I see is based on what I'm seeing with. The universe around me, the effects that show up around me, that show up for me, that show up through me, are based on what it is that I have come to expect of the world. If I stub my toe in the morning and say, oh, damn, it's going to be a horrible day, I can guarantee you that the universe will say, yes, my beloved, we can make a horrible day, and I will stumble into everyone and everything and go to bed at night exhausted from the horrible, horrible day I had. Or I can stub my toe in the morning and say, wow, I got all the bad stuff out of the way. It's good from this point forward. And you know what? It will be good from that point forward. Because my expectation is not from the effect. It's from the truth of what I know the universe to be. And this is what we get in danger to. Speaking truth to circumstances is looking at the circumstance and saying, you don't have power over me. Yes, you are happening. Yes, I am experiencing it. Yes, I may be in pain. But I'm not going to give you the power to make this my entire day. I'm taking my power back and creating a day that works for me. Creating a life that works for me. An experience that works for me. And that's what speaking truth to circumstances is about. Of being willing to say, yeah, this is happening, so I can see where there's some calibrations and adjustments that really need to happen in my consciousness. So we're going to unscrew the top here, do a little work in the motor, put it back on, and see if it doesn't run a little more smoothly now. Because we've gotten rid of some things that were plugging the carburetor. Shows you how old I am, Plugging the spark plugs, Said she who's driving an electric car, but. So, we have to remember to stop the effect of our lives from becoming the cause to our next situation, to our experience. We have to step back from that. And we do that by changing the way things are. if I don't like what is in the mirror, I can't paint the mirror to make it better. I have to change the reflection that's going into the mirror. That's the only way I can change what's in the mirror. I can paint the frame all pretty and I can tint it nice colors, but it's still going to reflect back what's standing in front of the mirror. And so what I need to do if I want to see a different reflection is to create the change in the thing that's giving the reflection. The universe is a reflection of my consciousness. So right now we are looking at the whole idea of the Don Miguel Ruiz, in his beautiful book, The Four Agreements, calls it being domesticated. As little children, we get domesticated. This is the way the world works. We get taught this is how it works. We have to adhere to it. We have to do it this way in order to fit in and be whatever is. They're talking about it in this week's topic of being hypnotized. That we get hypnotized by all the stuff we see on the news, by all the stuff that society tells us, by the world that is around us. We think this is just the way it is. We are living right now in a world that has become horrifically addicted to fear. Horrifically addicted to there is something broken, there is something wrong, there is something that's dangerous, I am not safe, this is awful, I smell bad, I look bad, I don't have the right friends, this is whether we're watching commercials, whether we're watching the news, whether we're watching some comics who are really, really rude. The whole point is we're being moved into, sucked into, seduced into the idea that we are separate and there's something wrong. That we are different and there's something wrong. This nationalistic, tribalistic, my side's better than your side. I go back to that old Star Trek, the original Captain Kirk Star Trek, where they were fighting. They came upon the last two survivors of a planet that had been at war. And the last two survivors were there, and they are fighting each other. And everybody's going, what is it? Well, and they say, can't you see the difference? Well, they're both half black and half white, literally half black and half white. But one is black on the left side and one is black on the right side. And everybody else is looking like that and going, what? But to them, it's an inherent flaw. And as the last two members of their planet, they are intent on killing each other. There is no out there. There is no other. There is no them. If we didn't know it before, when Edgar Mitchell was up in the sky and looked down and sent us a picture of Earth floating in the heavens, there is no out there. We're living in it. We are living in an island. I was fortunate when I lived in Petaluma to see Richie Havens, who, beautiful, came out in his dashiki. He was in Woodstock, for those of you who may not remember who freedom, that guy. I was at a concert and he's there and he's talking and he's going, for those of you who are interested in traveling to space, for those of you who think going to space would be an amazing thing, he says, I have great news for you. You're in it. You live on a planet that is floating in space. You are in space. This island is where we live. We are one. Whether we live on the top side or the bottom side, whether we live on the east side or the west side, whether we live in a place where there are deserts or in a place where there are swamps, no matter where we are or who we are, we come from the same thing. We are part of a living, breathing organism known as Earth. And this is the truth of who we are. There is only one. There is only one life. But we're living in a world that feeds on fear, that feeds on our differences, because we have a brain. The ego, the ego mind, the way the ego works is the way computers work. It's binary. It's this or that. Is it this or that? Is it an I or is it an O? All of the most complex computer code is nothing but I's and O's. That's it. It's just a combination of if it's this, then we do that. If it's that, then we do this. But it's a binary system, and our ego builds on that binary system. And so I either like it or I hate it. Well, I love the flavor, but I hate the texture. I love the this, but I hate the that. Or I do if I'm going to hate anything. But the thing of it is, nothing in reality is binary. It is, as we said, it moves across a variety of fields and ways of being. And when we believe the story that you're either like me or you're against me, you're either with me or you're wrong, we are creating an artificial separation that doesn't exist. And I go back, it's amazing to me how songwriters and lyricists will come up with timeless lyrics. John Lennon, living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. That's where we are. We're living with our eyes closed, even when they're open, because we misunderstand everything we see. We label it. We try to classify it so that we will know then whether to be safe with this or not. And our egoic brain lives in this world. To it, everything is either good or bad, right or wrong, us and them. It's based on fear and judging. Everything is based on fear and judging. And when we live in a place that's based on fear and judging, we don't enrich and empower our lives by becoming who we really are. We seek strength in numbers, or we just go away and put on a mask and pretend to fit in. Cynthia Bourgeault, who is one of the beautiful modern day, highly progressive Christians that is rebuilding the work of Jesus, not the work of Paul and the Bible, but the work of Jesus, and moving it forward in that way, has written a book I love. It's called The Wisdom Jesus, and it's that Jesus is of a school of wisdom teachers, and what his parables are more actually Buddhist koans, that they are paradoxical things that make no sense, but cause you to have to go deeper. The egoic operating system will always get stuck in judgment. When our mind is screaming, that isn't fair, we need to look closely at that part in ourselves that is keeping score. This way of thinking holds us back from joining the dance of divine mercy in full swing all around us. If we're stuck in the ego, we can't hear the music. If we're stuck in the ego, we can't hear the music. We can't see the beauty. If I'm stuck in fear and judgment, if I've got to put a label on it so I know how to deal with it, instead of just being open and curious and coming from a place of wonder. Oh, they have white hair, they must be old. They're old, they're probably conservative. If they're conservative, I probably won't like them. Blah, 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 blah. We tell stories based on things that we've learned in society down through the ages, stories we've been told on TV, by our parents, by teachers. In 1,000 different ways, we get these stories and we put them together, and our brains are pattern seekers. They really are not regimental rule learners, which is why, when you want to remember something, you come up with an acronym for it so you can remember how to say, oh, yeah, that's okay, I remember that now, yeah. Yes, every good boy does find EGBDF. So, but what I want to get us to is that when we are in that method of thinking, wherein all we can find is patterns, because that's the way our brain is constructed, we are then drawn to, when we're coming from fear, theories that make it all make sense. Theories that make us feel safe, like we've got an answer that we didn't have before, that we're not quite as scared. We are basically hypnotized, as the construct, coming back to being got me hypnotized. We're hypnotized by two basic ideas. We can be hypnotized, not all of us are. We can be hypnotized by two basic ideas. One is, I want to say this correctly, I am separate from life. There's me, and there's all y'all out there. The old 40s, they're writing songs of love, but not for me. I'm separate from life. I'm not part of that. I don't fit in there. I am not one of the chosen ones. The second hypnotic thing we have is that life itself, because I'm not a part of it, is not safe. So I don't dare try to go interact with life because I might get hurt. Because I've been hurt in the past, so I could get hurt again, and it could hurt even worse. And I see on the news how dangerous this is and that is. There are news shows that are going, did you realize that there are riots in Portland every day of the week and people are getting shot down on Main Street? I think that'd be news to the people in Portland, but that's what the story is being told on certain media outlets about how this wild and crazy city has become a mecca for violence and craziness. We're addicted to figuring out what's going on. And so that part of our brain that doesn't understand we're one will grab onto anything that makes it feel safer. So therefore, I'm not going to Portland. You can't make me go to Portland. It's not safe. Even though it would disprove everything that's been said, I don't want to know that, because I would inevitably run right into it. So I want us to try to realize that when we are, I am separate from life, and life is not safe. When I buy into these at any level, I may not consciously up here buy into the idea that I am separate from life and that life is not safe, but I'm going to bet that I'm not the only person here who way down deep inside every now and again says, oh, they know what's going on and I don't. They're together, they've got this going, and I'll never fit in with that. They're scary. That's just something that I don't even want to go there. I don't want to talk to them. There's a place in us that is leery of things. And that's who I'm speaking to today. Stop it. Just stop it. The truth of me, the truth of you, the truth of all of us is one. One power, one source, one supply, one substance, one love, one I am light, I am life, I am love, I am power, I am peace, I am beauty, I am joy, I am. That is the truth of everyone. Yeah, even those people on TV that you go, ooh, when you see them or hear them speak, or you turn down the volume so you don't have to hear them talk and wait till that part of the news is over. Whatever it might be, we're all one. We all come from the one source. And the acting out that we see that feels so unlike what we would call God is people who have forgotten how connected we all are to one another. And so what they need is our love. I will say this over and over and over again, as long as I am a teacher, as long as I am able to speak, and when I can't speak, I'll write it. Everything is either love or a cry for love. And the loudest and the most profound cries for love are the least unlovable. The hungrier we are for love, the uglier and wronger and louder we behave. If I can look past that behavior and know the truth of you when you can't know it for yourself, when you've forgotten it, our essence is infinitely connected through the energy of the universe, through subjective mind. No matter how far I am from you, when I see you and think, oh my God, I'm sending love to that person who is so hungry for love, it gets through. There's a place in them, even if it's not up here, there's a place in them here that gets stronger. And they start remembering. And that part gets empowered and waking them up. I know that sounds woo-woo. But our job is to stop being hypnotized by those two ideas and wake up to free ourselves from reaction to positive action, to a response that is a movement in the direction of wholeness and love and healing, rather than a need for retribution, judgment, just to simply be able to say, wow, they forgot who they are. They forgot what love really looks like. And I'm just going to hold a love space here. Doesn't mean I'm going to become friends with people that I don't have anything in common with. It doesn't mean I'm going to, re-invite people into my life who have, burned bridges. But I can let go of the anchor that's holding us together in my judgment and release that energy into love. It's big, it's hard, it's not a simple task. But if I can just wake up to see that there's more to everything, that this is not an either-or world, it is a both-and world. This and that. Yes, it is. Beautiful statements that are true. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. We all know that one. Makes sense. You don't go running towards problems. You don't rush in. You think things through before you act. However, he who hesitates is lost. Oh. Uh-oh. What am I supposed to do now? I'm supposed to get into the idea that there's only one of us, and no matter what I do, I'm safe. It's enough. Let go of the idea that I have to be in control. Let go of the idea that I've always got to do it right. Just let go and let God be God in me. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. Emma Curtis Hopkins. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. I am trusting that the hypnotic spell has been lifted and that you are now awake. You're oh my God, you're woke. Center for Spiritual Wokeness. All righty, here we are. All right, thank you so much. And if I could have the practitioner of the day, the beloved Radiant, come on up.
Have you ever just taken a moment while you're here to witness the carpet? I know you're going, what, Radiant, what? This is not the carpet we had when I started. This is a new carpet, which means that our center thrives because we have new carpet and we have a ceiling that doesn't leak and we have plumbing that provides us with all the holy water we ever want. And we pay the bills on time. And when we come here, we get to hear the random notes and songs of Matt and Mo and sometimes Paul. And you guys don't know this, but sometimes they work that stuff out within 3 minutes of service starting. Miracles, okay? And I just like to pause and think to myself that I come here and I make an investment in myself. All of the money that you think you're giving to the church, that is, you're making an investment in yourself. You're saying, I am worthy of providing myself with a place to be fed. I'm worthy of providing myself with great music experiences. I'm worthy of being taught by great spiritual leaders who have studied for hundreds of years, even though they're not quite old enough to know that. And I show my gratitude by putting my money in the basket. Do you want real change? Well, just take all your change. You know, I got a bunch of change up here. You take all your change. You don't want it. Nobody wants to deal with their pennies and nickels, really. And you put it in the basket, because Dale will deal with your change, right? And that's how we create change, is making the investment in ourselves. So there is only one power, one complete presence in all things that is this moment now and forevermore unfolding or unfolded. I know and affirm for myself and anyone in this room that prosperity moves through God as God is God and multiplied through God. Because God is all there is. And when I speak these words, my conviction of heart carries it out and it is done. I am so grateful to be a part of a community that creates a rich, wonderful experience where I can tithe my time and talents and have it multiplied back to me. And that my center, I'm so grateful to have a center that has thrived for 50 plus years and is still here going strong, stronger every Sunday. And I release this into the consciousness and set it free by saying, and so it is.
And this world goes around, flowing with abundance and knows no bounds. Giving and receiving, we circulate the love with gratitude and knowing there's always enough. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. Woo!
This is interesting that Reverend Linda picked the story from Star Trek of the people that were half white on one side, half black on the other. I picked a song today. It's a song I wrote for Dr. Seuss. And he's the one that wrote the Sneetches. And I don't know if you ever read the Sneetches. They were fighting because some of them had stars on their bellies, and others of them did not have stars on their bellies. And they fought about that. This is called Horton Hears a Who, and it has a similar theme.
incredibly blessed. I swear. Yes, I swear. I owned a bar for 12 years. I swear. Rianne is doing our slides this summer, giving Bruce and I a break. She's our intern from LCC. Dylan finished his term in the spring, and Rianne is doing summer, and she's helping update and create new slides for us, and I trust you will enjoy them. The Mints Coffee, I got no clue where it is. I didn't get a hold of anybody this week. It's at 10, actually supposed to be at 10:30 at Fifth Street Market somewhere, because Alon Brothers closed, but there is provisions downstairs, so maybe they're meeting there.
Buy the coffee downstairs, go upstairs to the...
Buy the coffee downstairs, go up to the... Buy the coffee downstairs, go up, or bring your own coffee. But it is at 10. Okay, I am corrected. It is at 10. It is at 10, and just get your coffee wherever the heck you can and go on upstairs to the food court. I have it on authority from 2 people I really trust, so we're good. Every Wednesday we have a gathering at 6:30. It's very different from the Sunday gathering because it's in a circle. There's a lot of sharing, chanting, singing, a little more music, little in-group discussions and that sort of thing. But it's always an opportunity to study principle and to work on things together. So if you are interested in having a midweek pickup, show up down here on Wednesdays at 6:30 for an hour and get a chance to get to know people in a different way. Thank you. This week, this Friday, right, is virtual game night. Kathy Day, would you stand, Kathy? She was song leading today. But Kathy has, for months and months, for over a year, has put on this once a month Friday night game night online, and they have some fabulous ways of playing games online. So go to csleugene.org and go to events and scroll down, and you'll get the link for how to get there. This coming Saturday, this next Saturday from 10:30 to noon, that is 10:30. Okay. The women's group will be meeting online again. That's Kathy Day. She doesn't do much around here, you know, but anyway, so go again, see csleugene.org for details to get the Zoom link to that. And then that afternoon from 4 to 6, the Karuta is still holding the death and dessert discussions on how death is a part of life, and it's something to be embraced and looked forward to, as opposed to something to be feared and run away from. So if you have questions or comments or thoughts, be sure to just drop in on Saturday evening at 4 and take a look. On the July 23rd, from 1 to 2:30 after the service. On July 23rd, Beth Green is going to be doing our Sunday music, but then afterwards they're doing a concert here, a healing concert. And everybody who attends will get, with your donation to attend, you get a CD as well, plus the experience of the concert. And I hope you will put that on your calendar as something that is worthwhile and important for you to look at. And the shadow class is happening. Yes, I really love doing shadow work, and it's not shadow. It's shadow. Okay, talk to me, teach me. That's kind of stuff we're working with. It's 6 weeks long. It's going to start in mid-August. I will be doing a live version Thursday evenings and an online version Friday mornings. Because this one is such an interactive class, there's no way to hybridize it. We've just got to do an in-person one or an online one is the only way I can make it balance well for everybody. So if you're interested, go to our website. Brick is here today. The bookstore is open. So if you've got any questions, any thoughts, any comments, any things you want to look at, purchase, or buy, check it out. There's good stuff in there. Always looking for volunteers. We can always use assistance in the audiovisual room. We could use somebody as a backup on slides, on doing just all of it. You know, you don't have to touch the soundboard. You just work with the slides and move the slides forward each Sunday and make sure that gets set up. There's a few things we can do that you can also actually literally, Liz Callahan would like some breaks, and she does a lot of stuff from home. She doesn't come in. She does everything from the comfort of her home. So those of you who are sitting at home thinking, wow, I wish I could volunteer, but I'm at home and I live in Newport Beach. Well, hey, have we got a job for you? This could happen. So there are always ways that you can be in service. Julie Denson is continuing as the artist for the rest of August. And all the paintings are for sale. So if you see anything that you like, please let the office know. And for those of you who have been concerned about the yard and the fact that, oh, there's this old car sitting out there, and oh my God, how does that mean? Okay, that's my car, and I'm dealing with my grief of letting go of my old car, and it doesn't run, and they're going to scrap it, and that makes me very sad because I would really like to have somebody fix it rather than that. Anyhow, bottom line is I did finally get it, all the paperwork settled, and it is donated to St. Vinny's, and they're coming tomorrow to pick it up. But today, what I need is we've got to put it in neutral and roll it out to the parking lot. So if we've got any healthy, strong individuals who would like to help roll a car out to the parking lot, it's about 20 feet from where it's parked. I would sure appreciate your help. Thank you, because it'll make it a whole lot easier for them not to have to back the tow truck across our lawn and sort of things. So that's an opportunity to be in service to the community and to beautify the area and everything else. Okay, practitioners. Reverend. Yeah. Well, Radiant.
You know how you decide if you want to be a minister when you go into church and you start putting the chairs back where they belong.
That qualifies, yep.
So I've been doing some spiritual teaching myself, and the word that keeps coming up for me is murmuring. And I guess I didn't really know what murmuring was, but what I've learned is murmuring is when I think of the teenager that's like, rah, 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 rah. But murmuring is when you speak of ill intent or speak against God, which is kind of interesting because that falls right in alignment with our teaching of the time we spend complaining about what Reverend Linda said is we're giving it energy, right? So if you need help realigning your murmurs to be more enlightened, or if you want to just flip it entirely and create a good experience out of something that seems like a pile of manure, our practitioners and reverends here have trained for many years to be able to help you see the tulips that will grow from what appears to be manure. And we love to be of service. We love to pray for you and help you see the highest and best in all things that are happening in your life, even if it appears to be icky and yucky and you don't want to deal with it. So if I could have my practitioners please stand, and ministers, starting with Reverend Trish, Reverend Linda, Ona Chambers, Maggie Covarrubias, and Kathy Day. And we hope that you will see, and Radiant Gains. That's me. Good call. Thank you. And we hope that you will take this time to use our services. And you can do this, I forgot to say, by putting a prayer request in the prayer lamp. You can access the website. You can email the office. You can call me directly on my phone. My phone number is listed in the social hall. And all the other practitioners are also listed. Please use us. We love to be of service. Oh, well, that's not my... Oh, that's right. If you have a birthday coming up, if you've never had a session with a practitioner, I highly recommend doing it on your birthday month. And here at our center, we offer a free session with any of our practitioners or ministers for your birthday. And that means that you'll get together with whoever you want to talk to, and you'll plan an hour so meeting where you'll go over the details of whatever appears to be ungodlike but really is God. And the practitioner will help you come up with tools to ways of realigning yourself with the knowing. And we all have different ways of doing it, but it's a great time to just check it out and see how it goes. And now I think it's the time to sing the peace song.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me.
If you choose, please repeat after me. I'm so happy to be. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here together. Here together. And so it is.